Many of us do not realize why we tend to eat or drink more at restaurants than at hawker centers or coffee shops. So Valen's topic, she's going to explore what are the psychological tricks used by these restaurants to make us spend more money. Yeah. So Valen, please come on down. And everybody, please give a round of applause.
Thanks for all the establishment to do whatever they can to make you to spend more. So there's a lot of way they can manipulate you than you might realize. From the objectives on the menu to the size of the plate, they will use all kinds of psychological tricks to influence your behavior. It's so hardwired. Even after you listen to all this, you might still be fooled. But at least, if you know what's happening out there, there's a chance for you to have a control. So without further ado, let's start with the first mind hacking tricks. The menu. So some of you might have noticed that the restaurant tend to list the price as crate number. For example, this 15 next to the crate cakes. There's no dollar sign or any indication that that is a price. So the study have shown that people tend to spend more money when the menu doesn't show a dollar sign or indication that that is a price. Yes, yes. So this is probably why, because it keeps you from thinking how much your order will cost you. So for some of the restaurants, there's a bit of thought goes into how the items are listed. The options aren't hamburger or just backfish. Instead, they are described as Joe's Meaty Burger, a succulent Italian fillet. So based on the research, they have shown that when this kind of colorful descriptors are used, the sales will go up to 37%. So next time when you go to the restaurant, just you might want to translate these choices in your mind before you place the order. So a lot of restaurants can also influence how much you spend and how much you consume the food or drinks by just take advantage of the Delboff illusion. So when you look at these two identical bread circles, so which one do you think it look bigger? The left hand side. But in fact, both circles are identical size, just the circles surround them is different. So the same illusion applies to our food, which is surrounded by the
I didn't eat very much.
So the research has confirmed that when people are using the big plate, they tend to overestimate the portions of food and they consume more than they really wanted. So this is the theory they use by the all-you-can-eat buffet restaurant. They will use the smaller plate to convince that you are already full, but when you aren't. Meanwhile, if you go to those restaurants that pay based on what you order, they may want to serve you the food on the bigger platter, hoping to convince you that you still have room for dessert. That's true. So there are a lot more ways that you can do the grass rate. Based on the research that people tend to spend more money when you meet the expectation of the grass rate, the shape, in terms of shape. So for example, the rounder or larger grass is for the red wine rather than the white wine. When there's a mismatch that will create the cognitive dissonance, that's the stress that we feel when the situation leads to the conflict with our attitude, behavior and belief. So you might not believe that when drinking hot chocolate from the water glass may create psychological anguish, but it does. So when the expectation is less present, we don't want to pay much for it. So the study also confirmed that we drink beer faster than the curved glass than the straight one. That is because our brain tends to judge how much the liquid is left based on how far up you reach. So by the time we drink just half of the beer, it's actually more than halfway through. So the glass is wider at the top, so it's harder for us to pace ourselves. We might end up finishing the beer faster, so the faster we need a refill. So due to the vertical and horizontal illusions, we tend to perceive the vertical line is more longer than the horizontal one. So we believe that the tall and skinny glass contain more liquid than the short and wide glasses, but in fact it doesn't. So we may drink up to 88% more beer from the short and wide glasses. Some of the restaurants may also manipulate us based on the shape symbolism. We feel that the chocolate cut into round shape is more sweeter than the chocolate cut into chunk. And we feel that the beer in the curved glass is more fruitier. And if you want to make the soda more refreshing and cooling, you might want to contain it in the cool color can. A good example is Pepsi. So there's a study invited 60 participants to taste the salad in different presentation. The first one is the artistic way. This one is the regular presentation. The third one is the neat presentation. The research has ended out the 60 participants review the artistic salad is more tastier.
Which one?
This one.
This one. That's all for my presentation today. I hope you find this useful. So next time when we go to the restaurant or meet our friend at the bar, please keep an eye for all these tricks.
Please invite Casey to share the time.
I have to compliment Valen. I can see that she practiced this because her timing goes within just like within 7 minutes, 6 minutes and 47 seconds.
Wow. Fantastic. Please invite now Kim Fong, who kindly volunteered to give some feedback.
Well, once again, splendid evening to everyone, and especially Valen. Thank you for sharing with us all the tricks that we've been falling victim to. And definitely, I'm sure after your presentation, you'll all be smarter about how we order what we order. So let's take a look at what she did really, really well. First off, any informative presentation must have statistics. Not only did she give us stats such as 27% more without the dollar sign, things like that, that really tell us the impact of what we're missing out on. And not only that, she also printed some of the sources that she took illustrations from and the research from. Anyone who questions your information will look at the credits and see, oh yes, that is legitimate. So very good quoting of sources. Not only that, what I found most effective about her presentation was contrasting with images. At first you see small circle, big circle, like, yeah, okay. But when you saw the food on small plate, big plate, when you saw the beer in the cups, all of us could relate to the images because we've all been through. So very, very useful, very, very powerful images that really helped us get the takeaway. So now I know when I see a bigger plate, I know what I'm dealing with. That said, there are always areas to improve, and I do have some recommendations for you. First is to consider building more pain. And why I say that is, none of us likes pain. It's uncomfortable. And to get our attention by building that pain, perhaps in a slightly more confrontational manner. For example, for all of you in the room here, did you know that you have been routinely eating 27% more, paying 50% more for your beer? So by creating that kind of a shocking statement, a challenge, that makes us think, are you sure? And then you show us how it's being done. You build that curiosity in us to really listen and buy in. Because now we know what's at stake if we don't listen. You keep getting food. Second, consider bigger images for the menu. While I know you wanted to show the whole menu, perhaps on the first picture, show the menu, and on the second picture, zoom in so that the words are bigger, we can read it more clearly. Especially if I'm not wearing spectacles, I would totally miss the point. Third piece of feedback is every presentation is about the effect of how you communicate. And the better way to do it is to remember to be with us and that it's a conversation. So I did catch a few times you were looking at the slide, even though the slide had not changed for the past 10-20 seconds. So remember that you are with us, be with us, and when it's time to change, you can check the slide. That would be even better at building that rapport and having us trust you. Last but not least, in your conclusion, if you could wrap up a few of these images as a summary to help us remind us how we're being tricked, I thought that would have left a stronger impact on the takeaway for us. Well, in summary, you have given me a lot of food for thought, and you made me feel like a fool, but absolutely happy about it. Thank you.